Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we saw the trailer for the upcoming Dune movie and man are we excited. But until then we are going to have to get our entertainment from Age of Empires. In this particular case, watching MbL playing as the Ethiopians in red take on Mr. Yo playing as the Incas in blue. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Ethiopians are a civilization designed to kill its opponents as fast as possible. Their foot archers are the fastest firing foot archers in the game. Their onagers, scorpions, rams, and bombard cannons can be upgraded to have an even bigger blast radius than normal. And their unique unit, the Shotel warrior, is a fast, incredibly strong, but overall fragile infantry unit that trains in only 4 seconds once you get it up to its elite version. To help strengthen their army on the field of battle, both Shotel warriors and Ethiopian camel units can be upgraded to take less damage from all mounted units in the game. Doesn't matter if those mounted units are melee or ranged. So against a Mesoamerican civ like the Incas, very unlikely that we're going to see that upgrade, although never say never. Now, to support the Ethiopian military endeavors out on the map, they receive 100 food and 100 gold for free. Whenever they go up in age, their pikeman upgrade is free, which saves about 300 resources in total, and their economy is much harder to raid because their outposts come with a big boost to line of sight and also don't cost any stone, which means you can pepper the entire map with these structures and see just about anything that's happening on the map. Rhino, Gazelle, there we go. The latest patch mentioned we are going to see some gazelles in action, and man, there they are, and they are pretty. You guys know I love my wildlife in this game, so anytime a new one is introduced, or maybe reintroduced, a little skittish over there, Mr. Yodo. Boom, does manage to take it down. In any event, the Incas, the quintessential counter civilization. Is your opponent going cavalry? Well, then you can rely on your Kamayuk. This is a ranged infantry unit that carries a very long spear, comes with a massive attack bonus against cavalry units. Is your opponent going infantry? Then you can rely on your second unique unit, the Slinger. This is an archer unit that comes with a big attack bonus against infantry, and which can be upgraded to get an even bigger attack boost, I was about to say, with a nice +1 attack. Now, if your opponent is going archers, and by the way, the Ethiopians have 3 very powerful cavalry, infantry, and archer lines. On the whole, if they decide to go archers, then the Incas can rely on their skirmishers, which not only come with all archery range, blacksmith, and university upgrades, but can also be upgraded to have no minimum range, which removes one of the weaknesses of the skirmisher unit. Now, to make their army tankier on the field of battle, the Incas can upgrade their Kamayuks, their Slingers, and their Eagle Warriors to all get extra melee and pierce armor with the Fabric Shields upgrade. Now, to help and build the Incan military industrial complex, certain military units cost less and less food as the game progresses. I'm talking about militia line units, spearman line units, eagle units, skirmishers, slingers, Kamayuks, and a few others. They do start the game with a free llama, which doesn't sound like much, but it does give you a unit to explore the map with, or it just gives you access to 100 food basically immediately. Their buildings cost less stone. Their houses support 10 population space instead of 5, which does free up wood in critical times like the early stages of the game. And lastly, their villagers are harder to raid because starting in Castle Age, they do benefit from infantry blacksmith upgrades. And if you take a look at the top right of your screen, you will see that the Incas get all infantry blacksmith upgrades. Now, while we have been reviewing the civs, looks like our Inca is rushing up to Feudal. About 50 seconds behind is our Ethiopian. Let's use this opportunity. Take a look at the map. 19 villagers to 7. So our Ethiopian delaying going up a little bit. Our Incan wants to get those juicy counter units up and running. Let's take a look at the bases. The Ethiopian, I'm going to zoom out, a nice amount of forests in the backwards position of his base. Primary gold, center position, I would say. Not forward, not back, on an annoying hill, which means you can't really place a town center anywhere nearby unless it's to the left here, but that would put it very close to this town center. Eagle rushes in. It looks like Mr. Yo has now discovered where his opponent is. Where's the primary stone pile? Ooh, nice and exposed in the front. I'm being sarcastic. That is very exposed. Any resources in the back? Yeah, one Tetris piece here in the back of gold. And a pile of stone to the back as well. Wood lines, not too far off, but I love this for our Ethiopian, especially if you're deciding to go those super fast firing archer units. Oh, what are you doing here? This is a lot of wood that is nice and safe with a very quick amount of walling, which MbL has done. And our Incan is trying to bust his way in here. Not an area that MbL can really defend very easily unless he starts pushing villagers that way. Mr. Yo has left his base completely open. Primary gold also in the forward position. Although I shouldn't say also, it's the stone for our Ethiopian, but it is in the forward position. Primary stone. What am I missing? There it is, right in the back. Also has a pile of gold in the back, but because he hasn't walled off his base, we don't really know which wood piles he's going to take, although does have one, potentially two in the backwards position. Secondary stone very far forward. Secondary gold also very far forward. Tertiary gold way off campus here, closer to these camels than it is to this town center. So overall, I would give the base advantage here to our Ethiopian. Both bases seem similarly open, wood lines similarly distanced from the town center. This one even being a little bit closer here for Mr. Yo, but the placement of the primary gold and the lack of forests in the back except for one, and the fact that the secondary stone, secondary gold are so far off campus, whereas our Ethiopian, take a look at this, feels comfortable enough to take the secondary gold. Why the hell not? Gives his villagers access to this palisade area if it comes under attack. So smart move by MbL. So those are the bases. Under attack, though, is our Ethiopian with a quick secondary wall off here. Palisades and houses. A blacksmith as well. Villager count is stabilizing for the players, 26 to 25. Although will be 26 to 26 in a second. There it goes. Army supply, our Inca, very much ahead here. 3 times the army supply. Where is Red's army supply? Where is your archer? Oh, everything is stuck in this archery range. I wonder if he's planning some kind of trick here when Mr. Yo enters this kill zone. Will he ungarrison now? Will he try to trap these units inside? That would be pretty damn cool from MbL. Let's see if that's exactly what happens or not. Unless I'm just inventing things. Ooh, maybe you want to go skirmishers. You already have 2 archers to take care of these men-at-arms, but maybe take... Ooh, okay. But building archers is our Ethiopian. Remember, take a look at their firing rate. Oh, never mind. Take a look at that. 1.7 to the 2 of his opponent. So relying here, not technically on the counter units, but more on the speed of attack of his primary units. But oh man, Mr. Yo suspected this might happen here. His micro has allowed him and the numerical superiority to destroy MbL's army. Now he's got to run away. What's the movement speed? 0.9 to what? 0.96? 0.96. So these militiamen are never going to catch up. But archers are moving forward. These guys are damaged. One more volley on the one to the left and it'll die. More units streaming across the map here past elephant carcasses. Okay, militias are dying, but they're doing what they're supposed to do, which is provide a meat shield. And if they can close the distance, why the hell not? One more shot, and the skirmisher should die, but no. The loss of the archer means that this militiaman is now undefended. Mr. Yo does a quick reverse and instead gathers his army here to the center of the map. Although, where are you going? You might be going home. Let's take a look at the bases themselves. We've got a blacksmith, as we saw, the archery range, and now a market. Didn't push his last gazelle, which is interesting. It's a pretty unit. Not gonna lie. Not a bad looking unit. More and more military here gathering in the center off the back of 34 villagers. Our Ethiopian is now heading to Castle Age. And this is a good amount of villagers on gold. 12 to the 4 of Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo still needs 300 food in order to go up to castle. Let's take a look at what he's doing. He's doing a typical Mr. Yo style wall off of a long stretch of land. Archery range, blacksmith for him. Anything else? No. So he needs to get a bit more food. Gold count he has. And we'll see. Like I said, the Ethiopians with the new Royal Heirs upgrade do have a decent, I would say, cavalry line in the sense that their camels take less damage. I mean, there's no bloodlines, no, oh, what the hell's the name of the third? Plate parting armor. So they are a little flimsier, but if they take 3 less damage per shot than any other generic camels, we'll see how that actually compares. Infantry-wise, never bet against the Shotel Warrior. And archer-wise, again, fastest firing foot archers in the game, which are now garrisoned in here. That being said, the Incas, never discount them as well. So lots of versatility in both of these civs. It's a fairly open map. Let's zoom out a little bit. Rush distance isn't super long, and it's not super short. I would say this is more of a medium. A lot of mountains here for our either player, really, to take advantage of the extra attack bonus. But to the north, a big flat stretch of land populated only by gazelles. And now, our Ethiopian with 10 army supply to the aid of his opponents feels comfortable enough to move out, is in Castle Age. Bodkin, crossbow, and lumberjack upgrades are the order of the day, but in a minute, Mr. Yo is going to be in castle too. And once he's in castle, what's he going to do? What's his infrastructure? 1 archery range. Oh, a tower. Let's see if how MbL reacts to the sighting of this tower. Hasn't seen it yet. Now he's going to see it as it starts poking away. 2 archers are inside. Okay, so he's just going to pivot north, but must see the eagles. Of course he sees the eagles. Eagles going after the weak skirmisher, but 1 eagle alone, and these are still scouts, right? Yeah, oh god, only 2 pierce armor on these guys. They are not warriors, they are not elite, but let's see how Mr. Yo reacts. Elite skirmisher Botkin himself. He is 2 villages ahead, since he has delayed going up to castle. But 2 villagers ahead, 1 dies, and MbL builds 1 means that they are now equal in villager count. Army supply, though, MbL 18, 19 to 11. But once these are elite skirmishers, nothing really MbL can do here. It's going to get completely shoot away. And they are +2/+1, by the way, to the +2/+1 of MbL. So as always, the counter unit does end up prevailing. Let's see what else he's bringing forward here. Oh, this is a long journey. It looks like he's tethered these crossbows to the mangonel, which means they are all moving super slow, like molasses in January, I believe is the expression. I had to Google it since the last time I mentioned this expression. And let's see whether MbL does what I think he's going to do, which is back off, or whether he's going to move forward with this mangonel or just attack the house or the periphery of Mr. Yo's base. Does he still have bushes here? Yeah, I think he still has a berry bush, 16 food on it. What is he building here? 2 monasteries. Oh, Mr. Yo doing Mr. Yo things. Very forward town center with a bit of an honor guard here to the right. Viper style wall off by Mr. Yo. He is getting sanctity. Remember that now costs a little bit more. His monks are going to have more HP, which means they're going to be able to withstand volleys from these crossbows and the mangonel. More units streaming in here. Another mangonel. 3 mangonels in total. Has left 1 skirmisher, probably for vision. I mean, take a look at that line of sight on this skirmisher. And by the way, take a look at MbL's line of sight. He sees everything to the south. He sees everything to the east, to the north. He knows exactly what's going on. Has he seen or gotten wind of the monasteries? No, he has not. So we'll see what kind of difference 1 monk will make. Okay. Monk mostly for healing, I guess. Wants to continue having longevity in his army. Mysterio sees the little army group to the left there. Okay, he's going to shoo away this one. Oh, he's trying to convert the one skirmisher. That's when he decides to reveal the presence of the monk. Houses for our Ethiopian. Yeah, he looked like he was about to get housed at 80. Now he's got a lot more army supply. By the way, what is his military industrial complex looking like? 2 archery ranges, a siege workshop, and a barracks. Whereas Mr. Yo, happy to rest on these gold-intensive monks. Oh no, loses his monk already. And now he's got none. That being said, MbL not really, I thought he was either going to run away or continue attacking the periphery here, and he's doing the latter. Look at Mr. Yo, under siege from multiple angles, losing his monk, decides this is the time for heavy plow and bow saw. Make my farmers better, make my lumberjacks better, says he. A 3rd town center for our Ethiopian. Somehow, with 2 town centers to the one of his opponent, he is still only at parity when it comes to villager count. And we've got a bit of a standoff here. Crossbows, will they get converted? He is going after the weaker ones, which tells me this is, okay, he gets the 2 weakest ones. Oh my goodness. I was going to say, it tells me he's not really interested in converting, so much more so just scaring his opponent away. And I guess I was wrong there. Monks run into the town center. No point in exposing them now that their faith needs to replenish. But our Ethiopian is starting to take a bit of a villager lead, almost a 10% more villagers. Army supplies are pretty damn even. And oh, Mr. Yo's going to be in for a rude surprise as he moves out here, loses a villager, then has to defend himself against the lion. So this is very cocky town center placement. It is definitely going to cost him. Uh-oh. How is MbL not attacking this? Okay, he does decide to attack it. Mr. Yo extending a little bit too far. He converted the mangonel. I didn't see that he got redemption. I missed it at the top right of our screen, but now with that mangonel converted, this entire army is no longer a threat. This one, though, 4 mangonels, and he's got a villager. Is he still just producing out of 2? Yeah, still out of just 2 archery ranges. Oh my goodness, a 4th town center for our Ethiopian. And now Mr. Yo, though, will need to take a minute here to chase this army down, which gives him gives MbL a bit of time actually to gather his forces. And we'll keep an eye on that army group to the south. I'm surprised that he's not moving. Actually, no, I'm not surprised. There's 4 monks here. There is no way MbL wants to risk losing any more mangonels to these redemption-laden monks. Cleanup to the back of Mr. Yo's base means he is now safe and secure, and he is moving out in the center. What a super fun back and forth game. MbL showed up with a massive army. Mr. Yo just built the perfect counter. And using that counter, just like I said he's either going to shoo away the army or he's going to, or MbL is either going to get shooed away or attack the periphery. First he attacked the periphery, then he shoot away. I'm glad I can actually, to call things once in a while properly. I recently posted a comment because every time I try to predict the direction of a game goes, oftentimes, let's put it like this, the game goes a completely different route. So somebody commented and I replied to say, if I said 1 + 1 = 2, one of the players will figure out a way to make it not equal 2. Mr. Yo in the middle, as he always does, pinches a relic amidst the ongoing battle. Does he see that the relic is in his base? Yeah, he sees it. So can send a monk to the back there to get 2 relics. Although 3, I mean, I didn't see that he pinched another one. He's got to be careful here, though. Oh, like I said, may not be the tankiest of cavalry, but here we are. Loses the converted. Oh no, loses a converted mangonel, but also gets a convert on one of these scout calves, which means his monk is alive and well. That being said, there is now an army of mangonels in between him and his base. And so we'll see how Mr. Yo reacts to this. He reacts by sending these light cav. A good attack round there. Gets one of them. Or kind of almost gets one of them. And they are now moving. Okay. If only that attack was against the super weak one. But Mr. Yo, again, now he's in trouble. His army is caught in the middle of nowhere. He's got nowhere to escape. No convert for the monk means that these mangonels are going to be absolutely deadly unless they start shelling away at his own units. MbL has to be very careful here. Has to be very careful not to kill his own units. Aside from that, are there any archer units in here? No, there are not. But MbL decides to disengage for now. Lion springs into action. Will he get anything? Remember, these guys have minimum range. There is no that minimum range isn't gone yet. Oh, MbL thought he could use that moment when he's attacking the lion to pounce instead. That doesn't happen. A King of the Hill, very forward castle here. Not super, I wouldn't call this a doubt castle, right? It's not really right up against, pressed up against the defenses. This is more of a perfectly placed, actually, castle. And that Ethiopian outpost is just so ridiculously visionful. I don't know how to say it. Full of vision. And thou comes under immediate attack. Mr. Yo is certainly doing a good job abusing the slow movement of these mangonels. He's trying to convert, but losing, I think, way too many monks. Does he care, though? He is heading up to Imperial. And speaking of doubt castles, look at that one. Oh, man, our Ethiopian is looking to end this. That being said, in 2.5 minutes, if Mr. Yo can still hold, and if he still has this castle up, he will get Trebs out first. MbL nowhere close to going up to Imperial, although with an economy the size of the one he does with 109 villagers, 4 town centers, it's only a matter of time, and a short amount of time it will be. Showtells are out. Look at this base attack of 16, just absolutely ridiculous. But now Mr. Yo's being compressed. 3 archery ranges are out. He saw he must have seen the Showtells. What's the archery range for? Oh, decides to rebuild one in the back, not to expose it. Oh, it's because this one is going to be, this is his only archery range, and it is very exposed here in the front. If these mangonels move forward, MbL respecting his opponent perhaps a little bit too much, thinking there might be monks here, but no, one monk just showed up right now. Showtells moving forward. Eagle Warrior upgrade, wheelbarrow upgrade. 114 villagers to 97 means MbL has 17 villager lead, 10 army supply lead. And here we go. He's starting to shell away. Some of them are attacking the barracks. Some of them are attacking the archery range. But he does see the extra archery ranges here. What are they building? I hope we get to see some slingers as well. 8 seconds away from being an Imperial. We'll see how MbL reacts. He needs 600 more food before he can even think about getting a Treb out. And the Showtells, though, will Mr. Yo have time to capitalize on his Imperial Age? Yes, he does. Immediately starts researching a Treb. Showtells attacking the tower. Man, are they so fast. But like I said, a bit of a glass cannon, not a lot of HP. And these crossbows are going to wreck this gold pile. And look at this, a bit of a hippie colony of peace over here. Oh, villager is going to get the lion. A very defensive castle here by MbL. He does not want any kind of run-bys by the Incas. He does not want 20 eagle warriors to just randomly show up at his base. 12 range for these monks in a second. Chemistry as well. Wheelbarrow still being researched. But the Showtells are here. They managed to gun down one of the villagers trying to attack the mangonels, it looked like. And man, can they pack a punch. Still just +1, +2 upgrades on them. And here we go. Mr. Yo using his advantage. Maybe want to kick this second guy into action as well. Building a third. MbL decides, you know what? I can't go to Castle Age right now, so I'm just going to overwhelm you. I mean, I can't go to Imperial Age, so I'm just going to overwhelm you in Castle Age. Until this castle goes up, these Showtells are going to do a crazy amount of damage. Although, again, what's their base pierce armor? Just a 0, which means these elite skirmishers that attack on a 6, because of their shitty HP, the elite skirmishers are actually not terrible against the Showtells. And now, you know what's not terrible? A big fat castle. Kamayuks are out as well. Okay, was not expecting that. Was absolutely not expecting that. Taking a bit of gold from his opponent here to the front is MbL. Mangonels to the south, supported by Shotels and crossbows. Crossbows here to the north. A castle here to the center, but that castle is going to fall. It's just producing Shotels all the livelong day. 11 villagers on stone, 950 stone. Tells me MbL is looking to rebuild a castle somewhere else. Make sure you don't damage your own units there. MbL finally heading up to Imperial. Let's see what Mr. Yo can do with his massive time advantage. He is getting slingers. Take a look at their attack bonus against infantry. Plus 10 means that these Shotels are going to be very careful. Oh no, he converted it. But before, oh, that was very crazy what just happened. He converted it, but as he converted it, those stones from the slingers were already en route to the mangonel and then destroyed it. And so the slingers here, take a look at how quickly they're going to kill these Shotels. It's just like a knife through butter, or whatever the extra knife through hot butter. Another town center. It's now his turn to take this gold. Look at how little is left here. This gold as well is now going to come under Incan occupation. Castle, look at him, Mr. Yo, King of the Hill Castle. MbL has rebuilt his to the south, 20 stone away from getting another castle. And now let's see. I think the Shotels can engage into here. I mean, look at this movement speed, 1.32. But the elite Eagle Warrior, I think, if we are lucky enough to see any, not right now, none of them are on the map. Oh, converts. I think do move faster than that. And look at Mr. Yo shoving in. Absolutely shoving in here. This is not a lot of villagers, so it's going to take a while for this castle to get up. 9 villagers only. What are these Trebs attacking? Okay, they're going after the siege workshop now. Maybe go after the monastery next. Or maybe go after the stables. He's only got 1 Kamayuk. Where is this Kamayuk, by the way? Okay, it's heading north with its nice +8 attack bonus against cavalry. Okay, even though slingers don't really have an attack bonus against cavalry, light cav are not that crazy. And there are enough slingers here to take care of business. Their armor is also not great, although just with ring archer armor, it gets improved. So we have a push here by Mr. Yo to the center. His army supply is lower. His villager count is lower. He is 40 supply below his opponent, but he has momentum. He has 3 Trebs with 2 more on the way. He's established a defensive staging area here where he's now building military infrastructure. And I wonder how MbL is going to engage into this. You might have to go skirmishers forward this time as opposed to Shotel forward. 5 Trebs are going to absolutely wreck these castles in no time, even though it looks like these castles are on the high ground. What is happening here? Shotels are clearing up the gold mine, but I don't know if that's really a priority at the moment. Maybe just leave 1 behind. I don't think you need to take all 4 back, but leave 1 behind in case a villager shows up. Elite Kamayuk. Take a look at the attack bonuses now. +12 against cavalry, so anything our Ethiopian can throw at him. Elite Shotel, Thumb Ring, Blast Furnace, Plate Mail Armor. Man, the name of the game is upgrades for MbL. Why? He can't really build any more army. Army supplies almost identical. Shotel's running amok. I hope we get to see Shotel versus Kamayuk. That's going to be absolutely epic. And now we've got a Treb war. 2 castles are down. 5 Trebs against 2. Oh, man. I mean, the Treb does take less damage being on the high ground, but still 5 against 1. Shotel's being primed, getting ready to be sent here. Treb still stands. No villagers here for Mr. Yo to repair his. Never mind, I didn't see these guys. There they go. Oh no, oh no, I don't know about this for I don't know about this for MbL. I don't know about this for MbL. Okay, gets through the slingers. First meat shield gone. Now the Kamayuks. Oh my goodness, the Kamayuks with the skirmisher support. Mr. Yo lost a lot of skirmishers here to the skirmishers of his opponent because his skirmishers were busy attacking. Shotels does lose 2 Trebs. So I wonder who came out on top in that engage. I mean, both players lost a lot of units. Their army supplies knocked down to the 30s. castle going up. He wants to take control of this gold castle going up because he doesn't want to get raided. I think the name of the game here for our Ethiopian is protect your flanks and avoid getting raided by your opponent, who at any moment can pop out Eagle Warriors. And Incan Eagle Warriors super fun because they come with that extra armor, which makes them a bit tankier and easy, you know, better to raid. Whereas the Mayans Eagle Warriors, which are my favorite, that come with 48 extra HP, doesn't really help them raid quicker. Gives them longevity, so it can come under attack more, but I guess the best raiding eagle would be the Aztec, right? With the Garland Wars. The extra attack bonus makes them hit that much harder. In any event, we are gearing up for yet another battle here. 200 supply to 168. First treb down. Skirmishers for our Ethiopian, just wrecking everything here. Take a look. I think ooh, I was gonna say they do have an attack bonus against other skirmishers, I believe. Skirmisher versus skirmisher. And the Kamyuks are moving forward, attacking from behind each other because that's what range allows you to do. And now they're going after the villagers or the castle. The problem with attacking a castle with Kamyuks is because they have +1 range, they are outside the murder hole dead zone, which means the castle will attack them. Mysterio throwing a lot of Kamyuks into this forward position, but with 6 pierce armor, does he care? Shotel's moving forward, but this is a lot of Kamyuks. So how does he still have his forward archery ranges? Bombard cannon even out to help with it. Converts the bombard cannon over here. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm assuming he converted that. I'll see. I'll put a picture of what the hell happened there. Unless somehow Mr. Yo managed to sneak in an ink and gunpowder unit, which I don't think exists. Oh my goodness. Technically, I would say the Shotel the stronger unit, but when you are surrounded by a unit that can attack from behind itself. That being said, forward pressure by Mr. Yo. Done. Treb count 0. Siege count 0. If MbL can hold on here and stabilize, he's the one who's got 2 bombard cannons. Okay, scratch that 1 bombard cannon. Scratch that 0 bombard cannons. But he is Baroque. Hoardings, siege engineers for Mr. Yo. Oh man, what an absolute epic battle of wills between 2 giants of the game. Holy moly. What an absolute slugfest. I mean, from minute 1, where MbL was putting so much pressure, here Mr. Yo doing what he does best, which is hold the line until he can explode back out onto the map. I think Mr. Yo pushed MbL a little bit too far. And even though ultimately he does have fewer resources at the end of the game, MbL didn't know that. And MbL, what he did know and what he did realize is that he cannot compete with that cheaper Incan food discount. Or I guess rather the cheaper Incan military units with that food discount, if I want to say it correctly. In any event, oh man, take a look at MbL's settlement. 9 archery ranges, 3 stables, but resource wise, I mean, you can produce some more light cav out of here, but not too much. Mr. Yo with more castles, because of course got to Imperial first, treb the hell out of MbL's castles here. Also, what a beautiful settlement, although a little bit less military industrial complex. I think just excuse me, just the 6 archery ranges, and Mr. Yo uses that advantage of Imperial Age perfectly. A lot of times in games you'll see I say, oh, this player is reaching this next age X number of minutes or seconds ahead of the other. What will he do with it? In this case, Mr. Yo giving us a clinic of what to do with a few minutes of advantage in Imperial Age. The answer, 5 trebs and a whole bunch of cheaper army for that Incan military industrial complex. And man, oh man, did the Kamyuks show up today. I was not expecting to see this unit. I mean, this is a cavalry counter unit than the Ethiopians, although remember I said they have a decent cavalry, infantry, and archery units. I really was not expecting to see the cavalry that much. And to be honest, we really didn't. Just a few units out of these stables came out. But I love that we saw them ultimately, the Shotel, the stronger unit. Take a look at that attack. 22 against 12, I believe. 12. But because these guys stack with their +1 range, because they can attack one behind the other, man, did they absolutely destroy those Shotel warriors. That was fun to watch. In any event, 142 Shotels to 91 Kamayuks. PKPM right at the end of the game. PKPM right at the beginning of the game. I can't see the Ethiopian economy lagging much here or at all. Ahead in all 4 resources is our Ethiopian. I mean, how many town center advantage did MbL have? Although it ultimately all amounted to naught. And with 5 relics, because of course Mr. Yo managed to pinch the 2 relics that our Ethiopian had here earlier, because that's Mr. Yo doing Mr. Yo things. 1 over here, 4 over here. He does manage to get a nice big boost to his gold count. Kill count, Mr. Yo 338, our Ethiopian 253, although killing 57 villagers to 11. That probably came very early on in the game when he just shoved in with that crossbow mangonel army, but Mr. Yo didn't panic. Mr. Yo kept his cool. Mr. Yo did what Mr. Yo does, which is hold, as I said, a few minutes ago. Not to repeat myself, ultimately with that big shove through the center here, destroying the 2 castles of MbL, leaving the flank castle saying, hey, you're expecting eagles out of me. LOL, I'm just going to shove up the guts with Kamayuks instead. Mr. Yo takes the big W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.